Most contractors only post two types of content: we're hiring and Happy Memorial Day. Beyond boring, zero effort, zero results. Their social media feeds look like digital ghost towns with the occasional job posting scattered between holiday greetings that nobody cares about. Meanwhile, contractors who post good content are booked out months in advance and have their pick of qualified applicants when they are hiring. They're not just getting more leads, they're getting better leads, higher value projects, less price shopping, more referrals, and they're attracting the kind of employees who actually want to work there instead of desperately posting "now hiring" every other week. The difference isn't luck, it is strategy. If you don't have an intentional strategy in place, you will generally lose to the people that do. Random content equals random results. Let me explain this with a concept from video game design. In video games, there's something called clutter. It's all the random objects that they scatter around the world to make it feel convincing and lived in. Trash cans, newspapers, random boxes. You never really notice clutter because it doesn't matter, it's just there. And your happy 4th of July posts, that's digital clutter. Your thanks to all our veterans with a stock photo, it's digital clutter. Your ideal clients scroll right past this stuff because there's literally zero reason for them to care about it. It's background noise. And there is a reason why so many companies do this. And it's because content is hard at first. You sit down to post something and just immediately hit content creation paralysis. What should I post today? Maybe you'll ask AI and it'll spit out some trash that sounds good but really isn't. Or if you're like most companies who don't really have a dedicated marketing officer, the job falls to an intern who really has no idea what to do. So you default back to the safe stuff. We're hiring and holiday greetings because at least it's something, right? Maybe. Or maybe digital clutter is even worse than posting nothing at all because it trains the algorithm and your audience to ignore you. Good news, there is a simple system that eliminates all of this. It's a framework that gives you exactly 3 types of content to choose from, so you never have to wonder what should I post today ever again. It's called the GAP framework. GAP, that's growth, authority, and personal. That's it. Those are the only 3 types of content you will ever need. Each one serves a specific purpose in your customer's journey, and we're going to start with growth. Growth content attracts people who don't know you yet. Authority content convinces them that you are the expert they should hire, and personal content makes them actually like you and trust you as human beings. Follow this system and you will eliminate decision fatigue while creating repeatable systems that actually lead to results. Let's break it down. Growth content is your lead magnet. This is the tips, the tutorials, the how-to stuff, content that teaches people something valuable whether they hire you or not. Think 5 kitchen renovations that will cost you thousands, or how to tell if your foundation needs repair. The one question to ask before hiring any contractor. This is the content that gets clicked and shared. Someone sees your post about avoiding renovation mistakes, they save it, they send it to their friend who's planning a kitchen remodel next year, and now suddenly you are in front of a couple of someones who didn't even know you existed 5 minutes ago. Growth content brings in prospects who don't know you yet, but who have the exact problem that you solve. And here's the key, you're not selling anything in growth content, you are just helping. But you're helping in a way that subtly demonstrates your expertise and positions you as the obvious choice when they're ready to hire someone. Authority content is where you flex your expertise. Now this is case studies, testimonials, industry insights, thought leadership, and things that prove that you know what you're talking about. Think why we use this foundation technique when other contractors don't, or how we saved this homeowner $10,000 in structural repairs, or the most expensive lesson we ever learned. Authority content separates you from every other contractor in your market. Anybody can post growth content about avoiding mistakes, but only you can explain the specific methods you use and why they're better. This is where you showcase your process, your achievements, your history, and your skills. Maybe show a before and after of a foundation repair with an explanation of why you chose one approach over the other, or you break down a complex roofing issue and walk through your diagnostic process. Whatever you do, authority content proves that you are not just another contractor with a truck and some tools. You are the expert they should hire, and here's the evidence. All right, now personal content is where people fall in love with your company. This is behind the scenes, team spotlights, values, process content. This shows the human beings behind your business. Think meet the crew that's been with us for 10 years, or superintendent spotlight. Here's what gets Herb excited to come to work, or our proudest moment. Personal content makes them like you and trust you as actual human beings and not just another faceless corporation. Maybe introduce your team members and share their stories, or show what the job site looks like at the end of the day versus how other contractors leave them. Or you talk about the local charity that you do and why it matters to you. And it's doubly important to do this kind of thing in the age of AI, because this is the only kind of content that cannot be faked by a clever prompt engineer. Most things that you do, your audience could learn about with AI, or read about it from the 30 other people who've already written about it, many of them with AI. But you and your stories and your people, that's your only unique differentiator and your most powerful one. You got to take advantage of it, because at the end of the day, people hire people that they like and trust. And personal content builds the emotional connection that builds that trust. All right, quick plug. If you are thinking this all makes sense, but I don't have time to create all this content myself, I get you. You're running a business, you're managing your crews, you're dealing with customers all day. The last thing that you want to do is come home and brainstorm content ideas. That is exactly what I help contractors with. I will work with you to develop growth content that attracts your ideal clients, authority content that positions you as the obvious expert, and personal content that builds the relationships that close the deals. And in addition to writing it, I'll even shoot it and edit into finished content. All you need to do is post it and watch it work. Now, if you want to hire me to create quality gap content for your business, check out bridgerdigital.com and see some of our offers. But whether you work with us or do it yourself, you need to be doing this. And here is how to actually implement this framework. Now, you're going to use your gap rotation with the following baseline: 60% growth, 30% authority, 10% personal. Now, why this split? Growth content casts a wide net and brings in new people. Authority content converts those visitors into prospects, and personal content transforms your prospects into customers. Now, you're going to create your content in the exact shape of that sales funnel. Not everybody who comes in is going to turn into a prospect. Not every prospect is going to turn into a buyer, so you're going to make it match that funnel naturally. Now, you can adjust these percentages based on your goals and your market, but this is a solid starting point. Now, here's the secret to not burning out on content creation: batch everything. My favorite system is strategize and plan once a quarter, shoot once a month, and then polish and schedule once a week. Now, here's what that looks like in practice. So once a quarter, you're going to spend about 1-2 hours planning your content themes and your topics for the next 3 months. What projects are you working on? What problems are you seeing repeatedly? What stories do you want to tell? You got to be flexible on this. A month after you do this, I guarantee you're going to hate half of the topics that you wrote, and some of them won't even make sense now that you're out of the moment. So revisit this every once in a while, but don't stress about it every day. You got to compartmentalize or you will burn out. Now, this is pretty easy to accelerate with AI, but you need to understand that AI has a very low batting average when creating ideas. So if you have AI brainstorm 100 topics for you to create content about, maybe 40 of them will be usable and maybe 20 of them will be good. So plan accordingly. Now, after you've got your content planned out, you're going to spend about 4 to 16 hours a month, half a day to 2 days, writing all your posts and shooting all your videos for the coming month. Block out 4 to 6 hours for a day, batch everything, and try to get it done in one session. The amount of time that you actually spend on this in practice is going to depend on your goals and your standards. Now, if you're a done is better than perfect kind of guy and you're more comfortable with a raw aesthetic, it is totally achievable to knock this out in half a day. Me, I'm a pretty content heavy guy, being a content professional and all, so I budget an entire weekend once a month to writing and shooting. Writing is easy to accelerate with AI, but it's also very easy to accelerate bad. ChatGPT, in my opinion, does not write great copy. Claude is much better. I actually use Claude for the bulk of my heavy lifting. I recommend ChatGPT for strategizing and like talking over ideas, bouncing things off a friendly ear. And I recommend Claude for the actual process of outlining and writing. But whatever tool you use, you have to make sure that you train your AI on your tone, so it at least writes content that sounds like you. People hate when they get spoon-fed content that is clearly written by AI, but if you make an effort to program it properly and make it speak like you, they're not going to mind. Whatever tool you use, effort is sexy. Now, after that, you're going to spend about 30 minutes a week polishing, scheduling, posting your content for the coming week. You're going to do quick edits, you're going to add hashtags, upload things to your schedule. scheduler. This is usually the easy part, and it's also easy to automate with AI, like writing captions and stuff. But the tip from before still applies. Just make an effort and you'll be fine. Finally, remember this: content creation isn't just done for the sake of doing it. This is a core pillar of creating an inbound lead generation system. And once it's matured, it is possible for your inbound lead system to attract so many qualified clients that you never have to pay for leads again. But the GAP framework is just one piece of that puzzle. Now, for 3 more ultra high value techniques for building an unstoppable inbound lead gen system, go and watch this video next.